Remembering this little boy's story could save the life of or injury to another child. Safe Sleep for Infants is a high-level initiative for maternity services at Union Hospital, and parents of newborns receive safe sleep education before mom and baby are discharged.
So there was a video we watched that was automatically already on the TV screen in our room, and we had to watch that before we discharged. We did that. We also did infant CPR. We learned about purple crying, SIDS, all of that stuff.
We had to take tests on it and everything. They took it pretty seriously.
Yeah, and as they should.
We do a lot of education around safe sleep. Parents should receive some of that education in the OB offices prior to coming to the hospital. They receive it when they're downstairs in labor room and then again upstairs on mother-baby.
But what about the person that cares for your child? Last July, Chris O'Neill had to run a few errands after lunch, so he dropped off his then 6-month-old son, Colton, with their babysitter. A few minutes later, Colton went down for a nap.
But we did have a conversation about as far as like where he should sleep. Like if she didn't have anywhere else, she could put him on the floor, away from where other kids could step on him. And we sent sleep sacks with him, but I didn't actually go in and check to make sure she had a crib, that nothing was inside of it, and tell her to not put anything in it. I just assumed, since her baby was around the same age, that was a given. But I wish I had now.
Yeah, she set him down on his stomach because he was congested, and she thought that would help him.
She had went in and checked on him, and he was sleeping. Everything looked okay, and then 15 minutes later, she went to check on him. Oh, sorry, baby. 15 minutes later, she went to check on him, and that's when he was purple and breathing, she said, just like 1 or 2 times a minute.
Colton was rushed to St. Vincent Clay Hospital by a Brazil police officer, then airlifted to Riley Hospital for Children in Indianapolis. An unsafe sleep environment had nearly cost Colton his young life.
If I could go back in time and do anything differently, it would be to, skip what I think is an unpleasant conversation. I wouldn't skip that. I would have that with her. I would follow through and make sure where he was sleeping would have been a safe spot.
So infants are at highest risk for SIDS between the ages of 1 to 4 months of age, but continue to be at risk for SIDS up to 12 months of age. It does not discriminate. Anybody can die or have a incident related to an unsafe sleep.
Colton was the victim of an unsafe sleep environment, and it nearly killed him. The lack of oxygen resulted in a brain injury, and after a lengthy stay at Riley Children's Hospital, Colton and his family began the fight to get well. Almost a year later, his weeks are filled with doctor's appointments and therapy sessions, and there is hope.
Their brains are still developing, and they can rewire, and the neurons can fire. It's been amazing to see the progress of kids that were supposedly never going to walk again, up and walking, running, just your average toddler.
Yeah, we don't know if he'll walk. We don't know. He does talk. He does say, Mama and Dada, so I'm hopeful about that.
Most cases like Colton's result in death. In fact, thousands of infants die in this country every year due to unsafe sleep conditions.
And this is a preventable death or a preventable injury, which is why we want to raise awareness and make families understand the importance of safe sleep. Some families may have co-slept or put their infant down in an unsafe sleep environment 250 times, but that 251st time could result in a death or a severe injury. It's not worth taking that risk.
Parents, grandparents, all care providers should remember Colton's story and should always practice the rules of safe sleep.